What's up, guys, and welcome to the first week of the second season of the San Diego Bisons franchise. Now, we have a ton of new faces on the team that we added from the draft, and we're going to be having some rookies starting their respective positions. And that starts at the quarterback position with Frank Forbes, who we ended up drafting 5th overall in the first round that we traded up for. Now, obviously, it wasn't the quarterback that we really wanted to pick. That was Rick Boyce, who ended up going with the 1st overall pick to the Giants. However, I think that Frank Forbes was probably the second best quarterback in this draft class. So we ended up going with him, and he's a 73 overall, which obviously isn't that great. However, definitely a lot better than what we had last season, so we're definitely going to be throwing the ball a little bit more this season. Now, even though we do love Montez Sweat, we did end up drafting a halfback late in the draft, and that's Christian Mayberry here out of Michigan State. Now, he is only a 69 overall, but he was a really late round pick, so anything that we get here just as like a change of pace back, honestly, is just a positive for me. We have a really great offensive line, and again, we saw Montez Sweat to Karis McKinley end up doing really great last season, so I don't think that a rookie named Christian Mayberry is going to do any different. Now, we did also add 2 receivers in the draft in Nathan Gabriel and Ernest Gary. Gabriel does have a hidden development trait, so we're going to get to see what that is soon. But Ernest Gary is just a 66 overall, but again, a really great compliment to Nathan Gabriel. And I really think that after his performance in the preseason, according to what got simulated, he's actually going to be a really good receiver for us. And then since we needed one, we did end up getting a tight end as well. We didn't get one as early as I thought that we were going to, but we still ended up with Tremaine Jefferson here, who is a 61 overall. And again, a pretty good improvement over what we had last season. Now, as we get into the defense, one of the pickups that we ended up making that we didn't necessarily mean to was picking up middle linebacker Brian Hillman here. Now, this was one where we just kind of ran out of time and it auto-picked for us, but honestly, a 68 overall middle linebacker, especially as we have a couple players that are getting up there in age, I think is really good to actually have. It's great depth, and plus he's going to get to learn behind a couple of really great players too. We did also pick up a couple cornerbacks in Julius McLean and Donovan Sims, 2 guys that I think are going to slot right in at cornerback. And then Max Houston, a free safety, who is another hidden development trait. 73 overall to start his career is actually pretty good, especially considering what we had last year. And then we also have James Stroud, who was a late pickup as well, but again, some really good depth at free safety now. And then lastly, we do have 2 rookies at strong safety in Keegan Benford and Torrey Greenard. I don't know how well they're going to do, but we'll definitely see in these first couple weeks. And probably one of the more important pickups in the draft here, we end up getting our killer mentality kicker here in Jonathan Murray. I only say that because, look at him. I mean, he kind of looks like a murderer. But either way, true killer mentality here, 69 overall. I think he's going to be really great. We're actually going to be able to do normal kickoffs how. We don't have to worry about squib kicks. We can actually kick field goals, and we'll actually be able to punt. So I think we'll actually be a better overall team this year. So looking at our season goal here, obviously we won 5 games last year, and that was with all linemen. Now we actually have some skill positions, so if we don't win more than 5, I feel like that's kind of a disappointment. However, we do need to temper our expectations. I don't really expect us to make the playoffs, but I do think that 7 wins and potentially getting to over 500 could be possible, so let's set it to 7. And obviously, since it is week 1, we have plenty of cutscenes to go through, with the first one being what is the key to actually beating this Miami Dolphins team. And even though we do have a retooled offense here, I really think that our defense is going to be better and also going to be the key to actually winning a lot of games this season, so we are going to go with that stifling defense. And really, when it comes down to it, disrupting the pass is really going to be the main thing, but really, that's going to put a lot of pressure on our rookies, but you know what? Let's test them early and let's see what they can do. So this might actually be really big if we complete this challenge. Now on the other side of the ball, not only are we planning on going up against an elite QB this week, but it's also the first start for our rookie QB as well. And honestly, my expectations for him aren't extremely high. I don't have no expectations, I'm not like that, but I don't expect him to have a great performance. So I really just want to see some flashes here just to see if we're going in the right direction with him. Now if he was the 1st overall pick, maybe we would have greater expectations, but Frank Forbes didn't look extremely great, but definitely the second best option in the draft. So hopefully we can get these 2 passing touchdowns here, and let's see if we can actually move him up. Now when it comes to facing Tua, we're definitely going to have to apply some pressure. Now don't get me wrong, we do need excellent coverage as well, but as long as we're able to apply some pressure on him and make him throw a couple errant throws, or maybe actually make some bad decisions, then I think that's going to be the key to success. So we have a lot of challenges to complete this week, but I definitely think we have the team to do it. And getting a +5 to our finesse and power moves is extremely great for us. So as we look at strategy for this week, obviously we don't have anything to really base this off of because this is the first game of the season. But obviously, they have a great quarterback, they have a couple of really great receivers, and I feel like Tyreek Hill could really burn us downfield, so let's defend the deep pass. And even though we have to deal with Jalen Ramsey in the secondary, I do think that going with a blitz counter is going to be really effective here. They do seem to blitz a good amount, at least according to last season, so hopefully we can actually stop them there. So for the 3 players we're really going to be focusing on this season, First is going to be Nathan Gabriel, our wide receiver. He is that hidden depth trait, so hopefully we'll get that revealed very soon. We'll also have Frank Forbes, our quarterback, who is just a normal development. And then that free safety that we ended up picking up, Max Houston, who is also a hidden development trait, which we'll end up seeing soon. So since this is week 1, obviously we don't have any stats to look at. However, we do know that we have to worry about Tyreek and Tua, because those two can really be trouble for any defense. But let's see if we can start this season off on the right foot as we get into this week 1 matchup against the Miami Dolphins. So thankfully for our rookie quarterback, Frank Forbes, he does get to start his career off at home in San Diego. So let's get him out here in front of our hometown crowd and prove that we actually picked the right quarterback. But his debut is going to have to be delayed because we are kicking the ball off first. So we are going to get a chance to see our rookies on defense get a chance to work. And boy, it feels so good to actually kick off and pin them a little deeper than the 40-yard line. So let's send some pressure here and let's disrupt them on this first play of the game, where they actually end up getting a pretty good run from Ashawn for 2 yards. I only say pretty good because it looked like he should have been taken down in the backfield. Oh wow, they're actually going with some more runs today, as Mostert ends up getting only 2 yards as well. Let's go. Only a minute in, we already got them to a 3rd and 5. Let's see if we can make this stop right here and get them to punt the ball back to us. Oh no, they're going for the screen pass. And thankfully, we cut him down, but not after he gains a first down after 11 yards. So I got to do a better job of actually recognizing the screens on that. Man, they're going for a lot of runs today as he ends up getting 3 on that one. But you know that they're going to primarily pass, so I'm not going to get baited into that. Let's see if we can get pressure here. Ooh, we're going to get him out of the backfield, and thankfully, he ends up stopping him for a loss of 1. Good stop there. So we have another chance here. 3rd and 8, they're not even at midfield. Let's see if we can get them to punt. Let's get in there. Come on now. Oh, man, unfortunately, he couldn't keep up with them, and he ends up finding him up the middle for a good gain. Jalen Waddle for 21. And that's 2 consecutive 3rd downs where they end up picking up a pretty big play. Get in there. Oh, man. Unfortunately, if he wouldn't have done a little move there, he probably would have gotten to him, but he does end up forcing him to throw it away. And if we keep getting pressure like that, we could actually force him to throw it away a little bit more, and those 3rd downs won't be as consequential. Oh, no, I thought I read that. I was over there for it. But no, unfortunately, he still gets it. And they end up getting up to the 12. I saw them dropping, but I must not have, I don't know, I don't even know what I was doing, I guess. As they run it up the middle, and unfortunately, that play ended up setting them up for that 11-yard rush there. And Ashawn, unfortunately, ends up picking up the first touchdown of the season as he barrels his way in there. And after 2 consecutive 3rd down conversions, they end up getting on the board first, and now it's 7-0. So the defense shows flashes, but doesn't quite get the stop. As we do run to the outside here, oh my goodness, first play of his career, he ends up bouncing it out, and ends up picking up 38 yards. Mayberry may have actually been the steal of the draft there. But let's go, 1st and 10. I know that's only based on 1 play, but still. Oh, man, if he would have lofted that a little bit more, I think he would have had another first down, and unfortunately, that gets swatted away. As you get a chance to look at our draft class. So 2nd and 10, we're going to go for another passing play. Let's see if we can get our rookie receivers included here, because they all have a lot of talent, as there is one of them right there as Gary gets it up to the 1-yard line. My goodness, what a play right there, and we find ourselves not just in the red zone, but right on the goal line as well. And there's not just 1, but 2 rookies making a pretty big impact on offense right away, as we get a really good play right there. And man, this offense is cooking, so let's keep it on the ground on this one. Let's not take any chances, and let's see if we can score on this first drive of the 2024 season. And let's go. Christian Mayberry, his first touchdown of his NFL career. First one in his first drive. That is really incredible. He had a really incredible drive here. Then again, so did Forbes and Gary as well. But really, Mayberry is the one that brought us down here, and he's the one to finish it off as well. And look at this. We actually get to kick an extra point. And now we actually get to tie it up and not have to worry about a 2-point conversion. It is now 7-7. So the defense has another shot here after our offense really answers back. And so this may actually be a game. Let's see if our defense can really step up here. Oh my goodness, man. Their line is just really good. And unfortunately, he ends up finding Tyreek Hill. And giving up a gain of 21 on the first play isn't necessarily great, but man, what are we going to do? Oh no. Come on, get to him. I can't believe we let him go that far. I don't know what happened there, but he ended up getting down to the 4-yard line. I think that's one of their rookie receivers as well. And it sure was, as their rookie Evans ends up getting up for a 50-something yard gain there. But come on, defense, we really need to stop him right here. Oh, no! Oh, my goodness. That was a designed run right up the middle. And Tua ends up just walking in with, like, really no contestant. And I don't know if our defense looked at our offenses like, oh, you guys can handle it this year. But, man, they just gave up another quick score and it is now 14-7. So it looks like we're really going to have to rely on our offense this game because, man, their offense is way too good. And I don't know how he got wrapped up on his blocker there, but he ends up getting stopped for only a gain of 2. And that should have been a much better gain. So let's try to get it right back to him and let's see if we can get a better gain. Come on, get around him. No. Runs into him again, but we do get it up to a 3rd and 2. And now for his first carry of the season, let's see if Montez Sweat can pick up these 2 yards for the first down. He ends up barreling forward, gets it up to a 4th and inches. What do we do? So this is really dumb and ballsy to do, but my goodness, I'm going to do it anyways. Let's go for that fullback dive, and let's pick up the first down. That's all I cared about. I think we were close enough that we could have literally just fallen forward for it. Probably not the smartest idea, but we did it anyways. And we're going to get one more play before the end of the quarter here as we run to the outside. Oh, unfortunately, I did not mean to juke there, but he ends up losing 2 because of it. So let's see if Mayberry can not juke this time, but actually get a couple yards. And there we go, that's what I'm talking about. You just got to beat Ramsey. You do! And he pushes him out of the way and ends up getting a first. Good break tackle. So they may be in zone, but let's see if we can actually hit our main rookie receiver here on this one. As we throw it in his direction, and he ends up catching it! Holy cow! Man, he was the right guy to go with in that first round. And man, Gabriel ends up picking up the first down. His first reception of his career. Not the smartest throw, but hey, that's Frankie Forbes for you, baby. So let's go for the run here. Rush it to the outside. Good blocks. Mayberry ends up getting up to the 3-yard line, and we are knocking at the door yet again. So let's go 1st and goal. Let's go with Sweat here. He deserves a touchdown as he gets stopped and injured, unfortunately. I thought he was going to fall in, but unfortunately, the animation did not allow him to, as he only goes to the bench, thankfully. But that does allow us to get up to the 1-yard line, as I'm going to see if we can actually hit Gabriel over here on the out. Let's see, though. Or not. As he ends up throwing it, tried to throw it away. I hit the wrong button, I guess. And thankfully, that actually fell incomplete and not picked. So let's see what we can do here on 3rd down. As we try to run it up the middle, and Mayberry, oh, I thought he stayed on his feet, but no, gets knocked down for a 4th and goal. Now, the way that our defense is playing, probably not smart to go for it, but I'm not going to kick a 19-yard field goal, you know what I mean? We'll pin them back at the 2 if we don't get this, but let's go. But we get it. Let's go, and that is our rookie receiver, Gabriel, there for the touchdown. His first touchdown of his career as well. We're getting a lot of firsts in this game, but Nathan Gabriel, let's go. He is going to be a big receiver for us this whole year. So rookies already making waves as we now push it to 14-14. And it's now a tie game with 5 minutes left in the half. So time for our defense to kind of turn it around here because our offense is definitely firing on all cylinders as we do stop him at the line. So 2nd and 10, empty backfield here. Come on, get in there. There we go. Can we get him for the sack? No, he ends up throwing it away, but thankfully it is now 3rd and 10. So let's stop this string of allowing them to pick up the 3rd down conversion. And let's see if we can get a stop right here as we do bull rush the line. Oh my goodness, no way. Thankfully, we end up batting it down. It is now 4th and 10. Thankfully, he couldn't quite get enough air and distance on that one. So our defense finally gets a stop, and that puts our offense in the driver's seat to be able to get some points here as he ends up getting a couple yards on that one. I thought he was going to get a couple more, but unfortunately ran into the defender. We'll work on that ball carrier vision, though, both with Mayberry and with me as well. But let's try it right here. Let's get another good run as he runs into the defender again. And since it is 3rd and 1, let's see if we can actually pick this up right up the middle again with Sweat this time. They do end up picking up the run, but thankfully Sweat ends up breaking that and ends up getting ahead to the 42. So 1st and 10, we don't usually throw it on first, but we're going to give it a shot right here. As he's going to step up and unfortunately does get the sack at the line of scrimmage. I need to learn how to keep an eye on coverage and the line. But let's see if we can actually get some yards here up the middle. Oh, as they go for the blitz. Oh no, we actually had some good yards, but I kind of hesitated a little bit there. So first play out of the 2-minute warning. Let's go back to old reliable here, and let's try to pick this up on the screen. Let's go, good blocks. Juked, but not quite, but still gets the first down. We'll end up taking our time here a little bit because we don't really have much of a rush here. We don't want them to get the ball back. But Gabriel might be open. Come on. Hit him. Come on, Gabriel. Yes! And there we go! What a deep pass! Gabriel burns his defender and ends up getting free for a big touchdown. That is the best throw of this franchise because we didn't have a quarterback last season. But look at that spiral right there. Finds him deep, and my goodness, man. As that pushes us up, 21-14. They do have a minute 22 left, but again, we do get the ball back at half. So it is now up to our defense to really kind of get the stop here. They only have a minute 22 left. As long as we do not allow them, to get a score, then we're fine. A field goal I'll be okay with, but an actual touchdown, no thank you. So let's go. They're going no huddle. And let's go. We end up getting the sack there. That's what I'm talking about. Lawrence coming up the middle. Force them to burn a timeout. And as we push them back behind midfield here, they do have it 2nd and 18. Come on, get in there. Nope, but we do end up stopping them for a gain of a couple. And it's now 3rd and 8. So let's get the stop right here. And we go! And actually pick up the sack there. Tua goes down. I'm actually going to call the timeout there because I want that ball back. So our defense ends up picking up the stop. That's what I'm talking about. And we have chance at more points here. And I bet you Mayberry is going to be wide open down the sideline here. You bet he is. Come on, get over his head. Damn. If we would have lofted a little bit more, I think he would have had it. And we just need to be smart now. As much as I want some points, I would rather keep the ball. And Frankie Forbes getting up there, steps up for a 3rd and 1. And let's go. Last play of the half. We get it off here. And we end up finding no one, unfortunately. And that ends up falling to the turf. And that brings us to the end of the half, where we are now up. Oh my gosh, those eyes. What the hell? But where we're up 21-14 here, that was creepy as hell. But either way, thankfully we are up and we get the ball back. And we are sitting pretty here going into the second half. So as it pertains to the actual focus here, for offense, we're going to keep going with the blitz counter. That's really been working. And unfortunately, I think we still need to defend the deep pass because even though they haven't had great success with it, I think part of the reason is because we've been kind of shutting it down. So we don't want to allow them to get that because that's where they're really going to kill us. So no real pressure here. We've scored on pretty much every single drive. We just need to keep up the same production. As he spins up the middle and ends up picking up 9 when he was almost met at the line. So let's go back to Mayberry once again. We just need to pick up this first down. And he does set the edge and gets up just enough to be able to get the first. So let's see if we can make a big splash again. We're going to be passing here on 1st and 10. Let's see what we can find. Oh, unfortunately, we couldn't get the ball out in time, and he ends up getting sacked for a loss of 9. So after another incompletion, we're going to have to go back to the screen here, and let's just see if we can get some good yards out of this because we have a lot to pick up. Come on, juke. No, yes. Come on. Oh, and just couldn't fall forward for the first, but gets up to a 4th and 2 where we're going to have to punt. Our defense just needs to keep up with that same intensity they ended the first half with. If we do that, then we're golden here. Come on, get in. Let's get some pressure. Nope. But they do end up getting it to Tyreek Hill for a big gain. Not the start we wanted to see, but that's totally okay. They have it about midfield now as they go for the run. And thankfully, he couldn't get around his blockers, and Ashawn goes down in the backfield. And again, all of our rookies are actually doing pretty well this game. It's actually really nice having skill positions like that, let me tell you. Because, man, last season was really tough. Ooh, and that may be a first down. Unfortunately, he tackled him ahead, and he ends up picking up 12. And even though they aren't getting really necessarily deep plays, they're still getting some good yardage every time. And now after their false start, they have it 1st and 15. Come on, get in the backfield, guys. We don't quite get there, but we do end up stopping him for a 2nd and 8. So defense needs to come up pretty big right here because they are right on the border of... Ooh, I thought we were going to get him, but no, unfortunately not. I don't know how we got that ball away. But now, instead of being on the edge of field goal range, now they're deep into it. And now we just need to stop them. That is a nice throw, I am not going to lie. That was pretty good. That's a 91 overall throw. And it doesn't look like we're getting that pressure that we got at the end of the half. Now, let's see if we can change that up here as they empty the backfield. So we know they're going to be throwing here. Unless Tua goes for a designed run. But he doesn't. Oh my goodness. But Ashawn, unfortunately, does end up getting free out to the right and ends up getting in for another score. And now, unfortunately, I think it's going to be a tie game. And that is going to be the case as they end up picking up that extra point. And it's now 21-21 again. So to be honest with you guys, I'm actually really proud of how our team's playing, especially with this many rookies. As I say that, as we get taken down in the backfield for a loss of 1. And we can't let this drive stall out, not again, because they just scored. We need to respond as we hit Gabriel across the middle and ends up getting up to a 3rd and inches. 3rd and inches, let's pick this up right here. As we get up the middle, please fall forward. Thankfully, they actually give him the first down. That may have been a little generous, but we'll take it. But we really need to get this running game reestablished. That'll definitely open up... Ooh. Oh, no, that was bad. I thought I saw a hole, but then I saw another guy there. But yeah, we need to really open up this running game again. Now, if we do that, I feel like the passing game is going to reopen again. But look at this. Good blocks there, and we end up getting ahead to the first down. And with the last play of the 3rd quarter, we're going to get it to Sweat to run to the outside because it has been a little while. Finds a hole, too, and ends up getting up for a first down. That is a great way to end the quarter. And after 3, we are tied 21-21. Unfortunately, we did give up that touchdown, and after a gain of 4, let's try for an actual pass play. Let's see if this opened up just a little bit with the play action. And yes, he is. Wide open. There he is. And can't quite juke around him, but that is okay. We are extremely happy about that, as Gary ends up getting up for a first down. Again, both rookie receivers are absolutely coming in the clutch here. And Frankie Forbes starting to look like a really good pickup as well. Rick Boyce who? We don't need Rick Boyce. But we really need to be smart as we are now down 3rd and 5, although we are in the red zone. Let's be smart with the ball here. Uh-oh. I tried to throw it, but he didn't throw it. I was trying to hit B, but he just didn't want to throw it as we had to settle for a field goal. However, that will put us back on top, 24-21. Not exactly the outcome that we wanted for that drive, but at least we came away with points and the lead. So let's keep it up here as he gets... unfortunately out there for a gain of 7. Yeah, unfortunately our linemen were getting double teamed. And without that pressure, Tua has so much time. And he's so poised in the pocket that it really wasn't going to make much of a difference. But thankfully, we actually bring him down on that one. Aaron Donald brings him back for a 3rd and 16. And that is the kind of play that we need. As now we have it 3rd and 16. Just play coverage, and thankfully we get him to throw it out. Good coverage sack right there, as now they have to punt it away again. So we're in a good spot now as we have the ball with 4 minutes left and up by a field goal. So let's get some good yardage, get up to the first down marker. Nope, goes down, but still gets 9 yards, and we have it 2nd and 1. Of course, next time we just need to stay in bounds, though. So let's do that. We actually get it up the middle. Thankfully, we'll let the clock run a little bit more, and we have a first down. So as we chew a little bit more clock, we give it to Sweat now as he gets to the outside. Get the block. Thankfully, stay in bounds. He does not. That was dumb on my part, but we do get 7 yards. So let's keep it up the middle here, and let's just get the first down, and let's keep the clock running. Wow, that's a 3rd and 1. I thought he ended up getting ahead to it, but this first down is really going to be crucial. I don't think we can really settle for a field goal, as thankfully Sweat pushes it up just enough to be able to get the first down. So last play before the 2-minute warning. I think one more first down and we end up sealing this game. Although it ain't going to happen on that play because we get taken down the backfield for a loss of 4. As we go to the 2-minute warning here. Miami does have all 3 timeouts, so we do need to be smart here. Let's see if we can actually pick up a first down on the ground though. Get to the outside. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the speed. So after that stop, we have a 3rd and 16. Let's go for the screen pass here. Let's just try to get it more into field goal range. Or potentially a first down. Jukes to the inside. Stays on his feet, thankfully, but we do have it 4th and 5 with 1:49 left. And as we send Jonathan Murray out here, he needs to hit this, so they need to score a touchdown to be able to go up. Come on, and thankfully, knocks it right between the uprights, and we have a 6-point lead now. And now it's up to our defense to stop them, keep them out of the end zone. So our offense did the job of getting the points. Now we just need to keep them out of the end zone. Let's go, defense. Keep it up, although without sending pressure like that. Keep them in. Let's go. We keep them in bounds. But yeah, without getting pressure, it's going to be a little difficult. But let's see what we can do. We keep them in the no huddle. Man, too many guys. Come on, get back there. Pick it. Oh, that's fine. You know what? He was able to keep the step on him. He didn't let Tyreek Hill get behind him, and thankfully, is now 3rd and 7. And let's see if we can seal him right here. 1:15 left, 3rd and 7. Let's pick this up. There goes the screen. Shoot. Should have known that was going to happen. Thankfully, we do take him down, and he does stay in bounds. And now only a minute left. Let's see if we can stop him. This is going to be really nerve-wracking. Come on, defense. Yes! No! I did not think he was going to get that away. We were right in his face, but he ends up throwing it away. They still have a very long distance to go, but Man, they definitely had the deep presence to do it. But not when they throw it across the middle like that. It is now 3rd and 2. 1 timeout left, 30 seconds left. Come on, defense. We just got to keep doing this. Keep it up. Oh, no. Come on. No. Yeah, don't let him get behind you. That's what I'm talking about. That's the defense we've been looking for. Now we got it 4th and 2. So let's finish him off right here. 4th and 2. Potentially the last play of the game. Oh my gosh, as they go for the run. They do have 1 timeout left, which they do spend right there. But now we need to keep them in bounds. So let's go. 1st and 10. 18 seconds left. Get in there. And thankfully, he ends up throwing it out. 2nd and 10. So let's go. We can't give up any touchdowns here. We do need the pressure, but we need the guys back in coverage a little bit more. Come on. 1 sack would do it, too. Oh, keep him in bounds. That's fine. Keep him down. And he's still in bounds. They got to rush up to the line, and they don't have time. Our defense holds them. And somehow, we are able to come out with a victory in the first game of the season. And thankfully, I guess those skill positions really paid off. Because, my goodness, man, we were able to find a way to get some scores and end up coming out 27-21. And that's right, Coach. Go congratulate all your rookies, because they did a damn good job in this game. I mean, look at the offense. I mean, Tua still had a really good game. 18 for 26 with 298, 1 touchdowns, and no turnovers is actually really good. So it's not that we necessarily made him make mistakes. We just had some really good coverage and made it so that they didn't score as much as they probably should have. But Forbes, man, again, I know we didn't throw the ball that much. We only had 14 attempts, but 9 for 14, a 147.3 passer rating, 191 with 2 touchdowns. In terms of our rushing attack, I mean, that looks like a pretty normal workload right there. Not like the 40 carries that Sweat would get last season, but Mayberry's still making the best out of his 25 carries with 130 yards and a touchdown, no fumbles, had just an absolutely incredible game. Montez Sweat was there as his backup, 6 for 28. We held Deshaun and Tua to just 29 yards, I guess, rushing. Mostert had an extra 2, so I guess that's a total of 31. But either way, we actually kept their running game in check. Now, in terms of their receivers, they actually spread the ball around pretty well. I mean, you got 5 receivers there that had over 50 yards, and all 5 of them had more than 2 receptions as well. The 1 touchdown went to Ashan, but unfortunately, we just couldn't get out there to really defend him. But in terms of us, man, look at that. Nathan Gabriel actually making a really big splash in his first game in the NFL. 4 for 85 and those 2 touchdowns. Mayberry actually had a pretty good game as well with those 2 screens, 2 for 21. And then Ernest Gary, too, one of our other rookie receivers, went out there and 2 for 67. Had a lot of really good plays, and then Sweat had that one as well for 18. Now, our defense actually looked really incredible as well. I mean, we had 6 TFLs, including the 3 sacks. Obviously, no interceptions and no forced fumbles. But man, we needed to get that pressure in there, and boy, did we get it. And thankfully, I get to do this season. Our kicker went perfect. 2 for 2 with a long of 43 and ended up being the main difference there between a win and a loss. So I definitely say that we completed a lot of those challenges in that game, but we're about to find out right here as we look at those keys to victory, as we definitely stopped them. We ended up getting that dub, but unfortunately, we didn't necessarily pick up the goal that we wanted to. We did get the win, but unfortunately, we didn't hold them to the yardage that we were kind of expecting. But still, had a good game, we still ended up coming out with the victory. But we know the other 2 challenges we definitely completed because our rookie quarterback went out there, and even though, yeah, I know they said he didn't really light up the stat sheet, as we said when we looked at the stats, still walked away with 2 touchdowns and ended up with a victory in his first game in his NFL career. But we did say that he was going to show some flashes, and he definitely did in that game, as it earned him an extra 1,000 XP. But as it pertained to Tua, man, we definitely kept him in check, and even though he had almost 300 yards through the air, we were still able to sack him a couple of times, and that was definitely the goal. And thanks to that, that gives our entire defense 2,500 XP. So as we look ahead to next week against the Falcons, we look down the standings, and surprisingly enough, the only team to lose in our division was the Kansas City Chiefs. So all the teams that pretty much barely even got to 500 or didn't get there at all ended up getting a win this week. So this is going to be a lot of fun this season. But we do end up going up against the Atlanta Falcons next week, who are an 80 overall. And honestly, the way that we ended up playing this last game, as long as our defense really picks it up, I think that we could actually come out here with a victory as well. And even though they are 1-0, so are we. So let's see what we can do next week. Let's see if we can pick up our second win of the season, and let's see if we can get on the right path to victory. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, make sure to drop a like. If you're new, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week against the Falcons.